Hello again, my friends. It's the Toad, and what I have to show you on this occasion is some of the Seaxes I've got. I've got quite a few, all scattered around Toad mansions, all different shapes and sizes. But I thought I'd start by showing you these three first. Right, so these are Viking-esque daggers, short knives. They do come in very different sizes, some of them as long as a sword. These ones are modelled on the Ericsson, so that's sort of like middle to late Viking age, like 1050 I think it said. But there's a few versions of these scattered around on the market. I really don't know what to say, they're all very similar, but they're not all the same. Okay, these are horn handles, the black ones. The white one is bone. They're all these are, what's that one? I think it was EN45. That's just carbon steel, and that's Damascus, as you can see. These are sold as usable knives. You can use these historically accurate, as I say. These are for historic living, that kind of thing. If you want to put an edge on them, you can do them for cut testing. They, I suppose, have an element of strength to them. They're pretty things. They come in quite good sheaths. You see, they tend to have them hanging this way on the belt, so you take it out that way. What do they call that? Scout fashion, is it? Scout carry. The white Ericsson has the nicest of the sheaths. Sometimes these are stitched up the wrong way around, so the sharp edge, obviously the sharp edge is going to be that edge, and so it's a bit weird. So a couple of ones I've got, it's not taking a lot to actually cut the sheath, and I've taken them out. Be a bit careful when I take them out of the sheaths. I'm not bothering to get edges put on a lot of these now, because there's no point. I just cut myself with them. So that one and that one come with a edge. That one's fully blunt. Now that one came from Norway. And everything that comes out of Norway, I think it's what's the name of the? Do you know, it escapes me now. What the company is? Celtic Merchandise.com, I think it is. Anyway, they're always blunt. If they're sent into this country for some reason, they don't seem to trust us with sharp, pointy things. Although you can go down the local supermarket and buy a razor sharp carving knife quite easily. Yeah, but there you go, that's the way the law works, and I'm not going to argue with that. So let's have a close look at these. They are very pretty things. I mean, they say it's sharp, it's got a good enough edge on it. I won't want this put into me. I've never used to like the sack shape, but I'm starting to really grow on me, especially the broken back one. It's kind of, it sweeps up, goes down. The one that looks like a plug-in chisel, as I said before on occasion. Looks just like a plug-in chisel to me. I don't know if the plug-in chisels were copies of the Seaxes, or if the Seaxes were copies of the plug-in chisel. I don't know, but take my word for it. Have a look at a plug-in chisel and you'll see exactly what I mean. So there we are. Very nice. Let's get the tape measure out. I'll show you roughly how long it is. These only, it's only just looking at this. I'm not going to be cutting anything with these, so I don't really consider them sharp to really try out for that. So from the end of the pommel to, bloody tape measure. Do you know, it took me ages to find a tape measure today. Isn't it weird? I've got dozens of them scattered around the house. I've got to find one. No, I found this one in the end. So we've got talking about 14 inches or thereabouts. The blade is pretty still, with sort of 8.5, just under 9 inches. No, but I'm not with my spectacles at the moment, so I can't really see what I'm doing. Let's try this again. So there to there. So that's just a bit over 8.5. Let me remember, that one's made by Topeka makes some really good stuff, Topeka. I've got a couple of blades, things made by Topeka, and yeah, very good. I keep on buying from. As a knife maker, is very good. I don't know if it's a family, or if the guy on the pictures is just in charge of the company. I don't know enough about it, but I do know the it's a family name, and yeah, from what I gather, they all are involved in making things, and they make lots of the knives that you see out there for sale, especially the budget end knives. It's knives and swords. It'll be Topeka, John Barnett, that kind of thing. Obviously, you got windlass and things like that as well. But we're talking about the lower end of the market, which is ones I end up buying because I can't afford the more expensive ones. Worries me. So yeah, so the grip length is just over 4 inches. It's reasonable width. What's that? Oh, yeah, let me see. So that's is that 16th? An 8th? 16th? Something like that. 4 mil in millimetres. Just to confuse everything. So there we are, that's that one. Yeah, that's nice, I like this. So they feel good in the hand, I do like them. The only thing I do find is that when they're using these ones, after a while, you get a really bad hot spot just there on your hand. They're not comfortable in that way. But there's quite a few different versions of these out there, as I say, so you can mix and match as you like. The broadsword, the Viking-esque broadsword, Nordic sort of age sword is similar designs to this. Scandinavian, so what about the door from that area? Right, so this is this one. It's a lot smaller, a lot lighter. You see, these have got fullers on both sides, and it's got a bevel, quite a large bevel on there. This one hasn't. This makes me think this is more designed like they originally were made. It's only got a lot of the one sort of like fuller blood groove, as you want to call it, whatever it is. So there's no edge on this. Nice and flat. Just right for spreading your butter on your picnic. But this one doesn't give you the same problem here because it doesn't come out as far. Yeah. I recently found a Viking Reenactment Society group, club, whatever you want to call it. Very, very close to where I live. That surprised me that it was actually that close. It's within 2 miles of where I live. So I'm going to be joining their meetings in the new year, which I'm really looking forward to. They do, I've had a look at their website, and they do reenactments. I've seen a couple of the ones that they've done. They look okay. And obviously they hang out in their clubhouse and do all sorts of things. Nordics, Vikingish. I don't know what do they do. I have no idea. But have raids on the local shopping centres and all run in with the axes and shields and nickel the Mars bars maybe. I don't know. I'll let you know once I start going. Yeah, I'll look at these better down the track. I'll give a lot better look at them. I've got a couple of Scalmaxes, which I'm really, really impressed with. I do like them. I don't know why they changed the name. I mean, it's all Scalmax Seax. It all comes from the same thing. The Scalmaxes tend not to have this shape, from ones I've seen. Not exactly the same. Often they're more of a curve. Still opposing edge, the sharp edge there going that way, as opposed to say like a tanto, if you like, it goes that way. Sort of like, is it tanto it goes that way? The sort of thing I mean, like that. Them Japanese things, they go a bit like that. maybe. Have I got that wrong? I don't know. Bit there. Just listen to me rambling, because I don't really know what I'm talking about, as you can probably tell. I make it up as I go along most of the time. Either that or read something in a book about 10 minutes before I put the video out and try and remember what I've read. Right, so this last one is a lovely Damascus steel. Let me see if we can get the focus a bit better on this. Yeah, isn't that lovely? Yeah, don't you? When it comes to a wall hanger type thing, something you're going to be sticking on the wall and admiring, I don't think you go far wrong with Damascus. When it comes to actually using them, I don't know how good or bad they are. You see, you know, there's a bit of glue in here needs to be gotten off from when they put it together. As you can see, it has got an edge on it. I mean, I'd probably be able to cut myself with it, but it's certainly not what I would call sharp enough to do any kind of cut tests. But as you compare this one to this one, oh, let me just see, which is the, I look at this size, let's see if I remember, that's right, that one's the biggest one, isn't it? Right, so, as you can see, you know, they're all substantial knives. That one more so. This is definitely usable as a kitchen knife if you wanted to, although obviously carbon steel, you've got your problems with hygiene when it comes to cutting and stuff. A lot of places don't like selling carbon knives anymore, or so I've been led to believe, because people not always clean them properly. So, as you can see, they're all roughly the same size. Not much in it. Very scratchable, these blades. So, stay still. No, you stay still. I don't know. I give up. Not children. Never do as they're told. Well, my children never do anyway. Or never did. I haven't seen them for many years. They're all grown up now. Growing up with their own kids. Yeah, isn't that lovely? A sad week this week. Although Christmas, obviously, Yuletide has been around. We've all been celebrating. Unfortunately, my double incontinent Akita had to be put to sleep this week. Sad as it was, but yeah, we had to make the decision. It was getting silly. She couldn't stand. She was falling over all the time when she was up. Her back end was just completely gone, especially one side, one of her legs. She couldn't bend it, couldn't straighten it. She looked like she was in pain all the time. Every time she got up, she'd poo or she'd wee, and she started weeing blood towards the end, and it was no quality in life there. I mean, she was, 12, 14 years old. I mean, we knew there was issues with her when we first had her, because she was a rescue dog. And, yeah, unfortunately she lost lots of weight. When I first had her, she was 72 kilo. When I took her to the vets the other day, she was 30 kilos, so she had lost a substantial amount of weight. I mean, as prepared as I was. I mean, the last little girl we lost, old Fabia, she had a heart attack last year. That was a shock. Poor thing. She'd been ill, and then one day she just jumped down off the sofa and just dropped down dead where she was. That was awful. But again, I knew she had a bad heart, and we were preparing ourselves for it. But that was a shock. But with young Katie, we'd made the decision. It was for the best for everybody. I mean, the mess we were going up to in the mornings was awful. You know, I mean, she didn't do it on purpose, but The poor old girl, she'd poo, and then she'd roll around, and she couldn't get up, and so we were to clean the carpets. We couldn't take her out anywhere. In the end, it was just we thought the best for everybody. And unfortunately, yeah, so we had to take her to the vets, and she's now in doggy heaven playing with her sister Fabia. So, anybody out there that's lost a dog would know exactly how it is at the moment. It's a horrible thing. It is like losing a child. But life goes on. And there we go. So, I'm sorry to finish on a glum note. So the next video I'll be doing, I intend to show you, or have a quick look at the swords that the lady on the hill bought me for Christmas. I'm really happy with them. I'll give you a quick look at them. There won't be cut tests or anything like that because they're not that sharp, to be honest with you. They're living history display swords. These aren't the more expensive ones that you can go into battle with, but they're still substantial swords. You won't want to be smacked in the side of the head with them. I mean, they both weigh about 1.5 kilos, so you got a fair bit there, and they're all right. They'll be going up on the wall along with the rest of the displays, but I'm very happy with them. Yeah, I'm lucky the lady on the hill supports me in this hobby. Right then, I shall say goodbye, and hope you found this interesting-ish. If you didn't, let me know. Honestly, I'm out of practice with these. I need to get back into doing them again. Because I've not done them properly for a while now. But there you have it. These are 3 Seaxes. The Ericsson, the Damascus, and the I don't know what I am version. So that's sold as an Ericsson. That just says Viking Damascus Seax. Yeah. And that's sold as a Viking Seax. Yeah. A rose by any other name. That's the same, isn't it? It would still smell as sweet. Yeah. A Seax by any other name would still cut your fingers off if you hold it properly. They're stabby knives. Yeah. As time gets on, I'll save money and buy the better quality ones. There's a lot of them out there to choose from. I thought pen knives was a minefield, a rabbit hole, but now I've started looking at swords and daggers. Poor, it's even worse. My bank account has never been able to survive since I first started. But there you go. Right then, I'll see you down the line, and as always, have a good one. Ta-ta for now.